In the latest UPSC result 2025, top 10 out of top 10 are from various courses of Vajram and Ravi, with All India Rank 1 Anuj Agnihotri and many more. For over a decade, the All India Rank 1 has emerged from this very ecosystem. A journey powered by 50 plus years of legacy. Join the GS Foundation program. Inquire now.
Hi everyone, I am Rajeshwari Suvi and I hail from Madurai district of Tamil Nadu. My parents are Mr. R. Murugadas and he is a businessman. My mother is Mrs. S. Nagarani, he is Associate Professor of Mathematics. And I have an younger sibling, he is Kumara Selvan and he is a doctor now. I did my graduation in 2018. Since then I have been preparing for UPSC. This is my fifth attempt and it is my first mains and first interview. Initially, I have started preparing for UPSC and in the due course of time, I have also cleared Tamil Nadu PSC's Group 1 examination and now currently I am working as Deputy Collector Trainee in Dindigul district of Tamil Nadu. The resources I followed are basically the source materials are NCERT books for UPSC because they make the foundation for UPSC preparation. And other than that, I have been associated with the Tamil Nadu government's Non-Mudalvan scheme and I am a beneficiary of it. So, I followed the prelims test series of Tamil Nadu's Non-Mudalvan initiative. And other than that, for 2025 attempt, I also had undertook the Vajiram and Ravi's online test series for prelims. So that was more helpful for me in that case. And for mains, I was completely associated for the GS, ethics and my essay papers in non-Mudalvan schemes questions and test only. And for ethics, I have followed Lukman IAS Coaching Center's ethics test series. For optional, I have followed the Level Up IAS Sociology. So, I joined the crash course of sociology there and I had the basic notes of crash course which I was taken by Mr. Nishat sir in Level Up IAS. For current affairs, I have the habit of reading The Hindu daily. And I was also associated with the Vajiram current affairs test series also for the evaluation of my current affairs knowledge. And during my interview phase, I have the practice of reading another newspaper that is the Indian Express. So, Hindu and Indian Express are my basic preparation material for regarding current affairs. The best strategy to crack UPSC examination is to be relevant with the UPSC, that we have to analyze what UPSC exactly expects from an aspirant. This UPSC analysis, particularly for prelims, was imbibed in me during the non-Mudalvan training days of me. I was there in All India Civil Services Coaching Center for 7 months. There, they gave the training to how to approach a previous year question of UPSC and what to do, what not to do, which question to be attempted, because as it is having a negative marking. And they also trained us in having a logical guessing while we are attending the UPSC questions. Coming to mains, I had this habit of solving the UPSC previous year question daily for GS and ethics. For ethics, I have the habit of writing around 5 to 6 questions per day, and I will be having a feedback session with the Prasanna sir, who is also a part of non-Mudalvan test series there. So, for ethics particularly, I was focusing only on previous year question. Almost I have completed the questions since 2011. That was the year in which the ethics was introduced in UPSC. So, my PYQ analysis of UPSC is based on this training and the keywords that the question asks, and logically decoding the question and answering the question is that. Coming to the topics of static and current affair, there are a huge debate that we should stick on only for static and or else we should follow more current affairs. My sincere suggestion is that we have to be very strong in our foundation, that is static. whatever may be the subject, all say 5 to 6 core subjects are there, say polity, economy, geography, history and environment. We have to be very well strengthened in our static portion first, and that must be based on the NCERTs, that are the authoritative sources. Other than that, we can have Lakshmikant for polity and GC Leong for geography and all, but we have to limit the sources, we have to have the depth of the concept, and we have to revise it multiple times for static. And coming to current affairs, I would suggest that we can follow any one magazine, just one is enough, and there also there needs some more revision, some more questions and test series regarding it. So we have to strike a balance between static and current affairs. We should not compromise each other for anything else. For UPSC preparation, the revision strategy is most important, because reading the sources alone won't help us in the exam hall at all. We have to have many revisions as much as possible. Coming to the prelim stage, what I think is that we have to stop reading new things before 1.5 months or 2 months. That would be much better. And in the last 1.5 to 2 months before examination, our focus must be revising the core concepts and keywords of the chapters. And apart from it, we have to join any test series, quality test series. We have to attempt it very promptly. And in the last 1.5 months, we have to revise those test questions, because an institute will be having around 30 to 40 tests, each test counting around 100 questions, and while piling up more than 4,000 questions we have. So we have to be very clear on the concepts of those 4,000 questions. So we have to revise in that way. The revision must be based on questions when we are nearing prelims. Similar way in mains, coming to the GS or optional, my sincere suggestion is that we can stop adding new things before 15 days or 20 days, because the mains is having a short time period of 60 to 70 days now. So we can stop adding new things before 15 days, and we have to have a gentle, calm revision of our own notes and the questions we have wrote in the test series, along with the keywords of every topic in the syllabus. For interview even, we have to prepare DAF based notes for us before in the initial stage of the preparation. And in the nearing the interview date, before 1 week, we have to revise those DAF based notes, or else the new information which we had from the mock interviews which I have given. So this is the strategy I followed for revision. Coming to the timeline before prelims, that is around 2 to 3 months before prelims, we have to be already giving most of the section based tests for prelims. So by that time we will be almost completing all the section based subtests and all. So last 1 or 2 months we should focus on the full test. Last 15 days we have to free ourselves from any tests in my view. And the last 1 or 2 months we have to focus on the full test. We can attempt various institute tests also for our performance in the All India ranking. Many institutes conduct tests for All India ranking also, so we can evaluate it. But the only thing is that nearing prelims or nearing mains or interview, we should not get panicked by comparing ourselves with other candidates out there. That is the main advice from my side. Coming to the exam hall performance, that is the D day of everyone, because I myself made a mistake in my 4th attempt. I worked in everything, I had enough practice, but due to some nervousness and some hesitation in approaching questions, I could not perform well on the D day in 2024 attempt. So exam hall performance is most important for every candidate, because it is the day, or those 2 hours is going to decide our whole future there. What we can do is, we have to understand and accept the reality that UPSC won't be asking very easy questions, or too much easy questions won't be asked. But the thing is that we can decode the question in the way, so because of our pre-existing knowledge and logical guessing. And the second thing is that we have to develop the attitude of risk taking at the exam hall. That comes by practice only. When we give more similar tests before the examination, which is the subject that I have hold on, which is the strength of mine, which is the negative thing of mine. And as there is negative marking in UPSC prelims, so we have to be very logically prompt to attempt a question. And the third important thing is the time management. It is crucial for every aspirant who is appearing for prelims. That strategy is also to be made by oneself by the practice they have in the previous test. How much time they have to complete the first round of reading, how much time they will be having second round and all. First round, as everyone says, we have to shade the 100% confident questions, and in the second round we will be going for 50%, and the third last round usually we will be attempting the 1/3 question which we are having doubt in those three options. So we have to have a unique strategy for ourselves by practicing more tests and questions previously before the exam day. Not only in prelims, generally prelims means we have to give more tests in my observation. That is the main thing. And apart from giving tests, we have to analyze our performance after test. We have to sit for 3 to 4 hours after we complete our test. We have to go for discussion. We have to analyze which question is right, which question is wrong, why I made this mistake, and if I am lagging in conceptual clarity, I have to go back to the basics and get the conceptual clarity there. And if I am making a silly mistake or I am logically wrong here, so we have to analyze our own paper and we have to correct it before going to the next test. Coming to the mains, for GS 1, 2, 3, I had the habit of skimming up or looking into the previous year questions, how UPSC have asked questions for around past 10 to 15 years. And in Non-Mudalvan test series program, they had tied up with the IAS Hub material, in which they will be giving the answers, model answers for the PYQ. We can refer any model answer, but before getting into the model answer, first we have to brainstorm the question. What are the questions asked and how this question can be split up? What is the structure of the question? After that, we can get some guidance in the guide or question bank or some online resources also. I have the practice of revising my own notes for GS, which I had been having since my group 1 preparation days. Those were very helpful for the static part of GS, and for current affair in mains, I also referred online resources of that subject, and I included that value addition part. Not much, but much needed facts are included in my answers during mains. For ethics preparation, I had I had written the test series of Lukman IAS, and I had the source material of Lukman IAS only. I made my own micro notes out of it, and based on the syllabus, I had some examples. I had collected some examples in ethics. Not only officers, examples of officers, but also of entrepreneurs, women achievers, history, the people who have been very well performing in the society, like that. I have some bunch of 30 to 40 examples and try to place it at the right place in my answers. And apart from it, while considering the case studies, my thing is that we have to be very prompt and fast while reading case studies, because ethics, there is a time management issue that every aspirant face. So we have to be very prompt in understanding the crux of the question and demand of the question, what the question is, what is about, what is there about in the question. And the second thing is we have to use, we can use some quotes and diagrams in ethics. That quotes also, we don't want to run after every quote that is available online. For example, I had some quotes of Gandhiji and Vajpayee and Subhash Chandra Bose. So famous personalities quotes, 1 or 2 for every topic is enough. We can place it at the right place in our answer. The thing is that the execution must be very prompt rather than running behind many sources and many things to study. Coming to the essay part, I had the practice of writing 1 or 2 essays per week, and I was guided by Mr. Shivashankar in Shankar IAS Academy. I will be having I had the feedback of every essay I have written, and I tend to introduce those feedback which I can introduce in my essays for the next essay. So mine will be like, I will be writing an essay and I'll get it evaluated. I'll inculcate the feedback I have gained from it and I'll perform the next essay. 1 or 2 essay per week will be more than sufficient in the mains examination. Coming to the quality of the answer, the first thing is we have to address the demand of the question. The second thing is we have to write facts whenever needed, not we have to flood the question with the facts. It won't be good, but whenever needed we have to add facts to substantiate our answer. So fact is most important, and also if diagrammatic representation is needed in the question, we can have some diagrams, we can have some flow charts to avoid the monotonous thing in our answers. Coming to UPSC, we will never get satisfied by our preparation till the last date of the exam, even it is the 5th or 6th attempt. There will be new things every day, and we will be gaining attention of every new thing we see, so that we will be having a mindset of I have not prepared completely for this examination. It's quite natural for everyone, but the thing is that we from our side, the thing we can do is we have to cover the syllabus words as much as possible. We have to have a comprehensive knowledge of each word in the syllabus. That is the key. And the second thing is we have to trust the process which we have undergone for months or years, and we have to revise it and we have to present it confidently in the examination. Generally for UPSC, there is a prevailing myth that an aspirant who is going to Delhi and prepare is only clearing. Not like that. Not only in my case, many seniors of previous batches have also broken this myth. There is no need that we should be there in Delhi for preparation. Any person, any serious aspirant from a small town can also achieve. The only thing is that there are many sources online and many channels, Telegram. We have to be focused and we should not get distracted on every other source that is available online. We have to follow one or two valid sources, and we have to trust it. We have to have many test series and practice it. If it is done by an aspirant, every aspirant, even from a small town or from a small village, can achieve. Coming to the handling of failures part, this UPSC journey will be having many surprising and shocking moments, or many failure in the journey. So one has to be more self-motivated first. Rather than seeking inspiration or motivation from the external sources, we have to be self-motivated. We have to create a good environment with good people like family and friends, who always motivate us, who are our well-wishers. We have to have a good mentor or guide in our preparation, who will rightly point out the wrong things that we do. And also whenever failures hit, we can have some break for half day or 1 day, even 2-3 days are okay. But we have to restart quickly. We have to analyze why we failed in the previous time, and we have to inculcate the learnings in our next time. That is the main key to overcome the failure and to gain success.